Hey guys, it's Chris from SurviveNnThrive on this beautiful autumn day. Today I'm going to be showing you some man-made tinders, just things you could find probably around your house, common items that you might be able to put in your backpack or your survival kit just to take with you when you go camping. So I have my supplies right here, so I'm just going to get right
guys,
into it.
so the first man-made tinder I'm going to be covering is cotton. You can buy it in cotton balls or Q-tips like this. This box of Q-tips I use specifically for camping. The reason I use these for camping, and this is something you need to make sure you look for when you're buying cotton balls or any cotton products you use as a tinder, is you want to make sure it says 100% pure cotton on the box. The reason for that is because some cotton balls and things out there, they sell in the same bag, they look the same with the Q-tips, and they'll actually be a nylon type product or mixture, and they don't work as well as 100% cotton. So, just to open this up, what I'll usually do is when I take these with me, I'll usually have a bunch like this. I'll just take a bunch of them and I'll put like a rubber band or something around them and then maybe put them in a plastic bag to keep them dry. And I'll just carry them like that with me. Now, processing these down is fairly simple, the Q-tips. Oh, you can take a knife if you want, and all you have to do is just shave the ends a little bit. It helps to get all the cotton off of it. And see how it pops up like that versus the other side? And then all you do is grab it with your fingers and just pull it off. And if you notice, I got basically 100% of the cotton Q-tip off of that. And you'll just do that a few times, just get a nice pile of it. I'll show you in a second. Okay guys, so I just have a small little pile. I processed a few of these over here. I got some of the heads off. So now that you have the heads off, what you're gonna do to make this ready to use is clump it together almost like it's a cotton ball, and you just want to keep spreading and ripping this stuff kind of apart to create more surface area and open it up a little bit. And you're just going to keep it pinched between your fingers while you're doing this and just keep pulling and tugging, and you'll open up the heads of the Q-tip. And it will create more, as I said, surface area to catch sparks from a ferro rod. If you were using a lighter or a match, you probably wouldn't have to do this. It's good practice though. Okay, so now that I have my cotton all processed, and if you notice it's like nice and fluffy and different from just the heads piled on each other, I'm just gonna space it out a little more, create a little more surface area. And now I'm gonna show you how to strike it with a ferro rod. It's fairly simple. So we're just going to take our ferro rod in one hand and our knife in the other hand, and then just anchor the knife. A better way to light with a ferro rod is if you anchor your knife and pull the ferro rod away from the knife. That way you're not flicking your knife into your tinder bundle, hitting it, and it goes everywhere. Just makes life a little easier. So we're just going to anchor our knife right near our tinder bundle on the ground or on this board. And we're just going to take our ferro rod and feed it right underneath. And then we're just going to aim where we want our ferro rod to go, or where we want the spark to go, and just ignite it. And as you notice, it took one strike and it just went up nice and easy. Another thing you can do with cotton to use as a tinder, if you're going to bring with you, is you can actually dip it in petroleum jelly or Vaseline or anything like that, and you'll actually get your cotton to burn for maybe a couple minutes or so, because we'll be burning that petroleum jelly instead of the cotton, and it lights really well, just as easy as that. So now I'm going to move on to my next one. Okay, so the next man-made tinder we're going to talk about is something I'm pretty sure 99% of people can find in their house, no problem, and that is dryer lint. Now I have a giant bag of it. Usually this is completely full, but I've been camping lately and I always make sure to carry this. I was brought up on the idea of carrying this stuff with you. You don't need to bring a big bag like this. You can just bring a handful or something like that and just put it in a little Ziploc bag. But this stuff is amazing. It lights really well. and there's no processing or anything you need. All you have to do is just take your dryer lint and basically put it under your firelight, and it'll do the rest. You can find this, every dryer has a, or at least every dryer I know of, has a pan or a screen or something that catches dryer lint. It usually says clean this before use or something like that, and you can pull it out and there should be some dryer lint after you do laundry. If you just, every time you do laundry or anytime you do laundry, just clean that out and take the dryer lint and stick it in a plastic bag, kind of like this. And over time you'll start building up tons of dryer lint, and it's just something you can put in your kit, your survival kit or something like that. It's a really easy, lightweight tinder. This thing is virtually weightless. Even this whole bag maybe weighs like an ounce or two. It doesn't take up any room, and if you compress it, if you suck the air out of this bag, this stuff's so light it can actually pinch it all the way down, and it will also take up no room for a big bag like that, versus even if you have this little bit. So that being said, I'm just gonna light it. Just gonna my ferro rod again. So same as the other one, I'm gonna hold the ferro rod in one hand. For those of you who don't know how to use one, you've never used it, just hold it in one hand, take your knife. This striker, I'll just show you this quick. This striker is also, comes with some ferro rods, just so you can ignite it or strike it like that. I tend not to use this. I like to use my knife better. I feel like I get a better strike from it. Okay, so we're just gonna do what we did before, anchor the blade, put the ferro rod through and just aim it, and just light it. And as you can see, this lit just as easily as the cotton, one strike, and it's just up in flames. And this stuff, just like cotton, it burns fairly fast. This can also, you can also use the same trick as you use with cotton. You can put some petroleum jelly on this. It's not needed. This is a pretty big piece of dryer lint, and it burns for a good amount. But yeah. Okay guys, so the third tinder I'm going to talk about, man-made tinder, is duct tape. Now this is something that's very helpful to carry with you in the woods or when you're camping. It can fix a lot of things. It can be used as a waterproof material. You can use it to make containers. There's endless possibilities with duct tape. Also, another thing most people don't realize is it makes a good tinder. To make the tinder though, what you're gonna have to do is process it. Like, as you can notice, some of these are stuck together, but really thin, fine strips, and you're just gonna put it in a ball. So let me get these pine needles out of here. And you're just gonna put it in a ball like this, like bunch it up, make some surface area, as I've said with the cotton and so on. The bigger your surface area, the better it's going to catch sparks from a ferro rod or something like this. So duct tape, it burns fairly long like this. It's not as quick as maybe cotton is, and it lights just as well. So I'm just going to show you how to light it. So I got my ferro rod and my knife, and I'm just going to do what I've done for the last two. So I'm just gonna put my ferro rod right here, my knife, and light it, and as you can see, it's burning. So duct tape works really well too. It's just all gonna melt in and on itself and get a little wind, but as you can see, and it sustains and burns for a pretty long time. Nice little flame. So if you got some damp wood, this stuff definitely helps. But yeah, that's duct tape. Okay guys, so the next tinder I'm going to be going over is char cloth. This is char cloth right here, if you didn't know already. Getting rained on by pine needles. Something you need to know about char cloth versus other materials that we used as tinders is this isn't going to combust in the sense that it's not going to sustain a flame. This is actually going to work to make an ember. So when we strike it, you're going to see red marks burning out from where the ferro rod actually struck it. And what this allows you to do is create a burning ember to put into a bird's nest or something like that to start a fire. So I'm just going to show you how to light it. I'm just using a ferro rod. This is very simple. Char cloth is made so it can take the smallest strike or spark to light. It's very useful to have, and you're just going to do that. And if you notice, I just peppered that whole thing. So if you can't see that, I'll blow on it a little bit so you can see the red burning out. But yeah, that's char cloth. Now this stuff burns, it doesn't burn that quick. It sustains an ember for a good enough time or long enough time for you to get a bird's nest going. I love having char cloth. I try to keep some on me at all times. That and dryer lint, and those are my tinders I usually carry. Usually I'll have dryer lint, char cloth, and some cotton swabs, just to be safe. I always carry duct tape too, so the 3 man-made tinders you saw, I showed you today, are usually stuff y'all have in my kit or on me. Okay guys, so I showed you 4 man-made tinders today. These are all things, as I said, I usually carry in my kit. Char cloth, cotton, dryer lint, and duct tape. Another thing I'll carry sometimes, this can be a man-made tinder, is I actually had some in my pocket, didn't know, but steel wool. This works the same way as char cloth did. When you strike it, it will actually catch the embers and work as an ember itself. So it's not going to combust like you saw with the cotton or the dryer lint. Other than that, the only other man-made, well, I'm not going to say the only other, but the other man-made tinder I'll carry sometimes, I'll carry paper, but if I carry paper, I try to carry like tissues. They're closer to cotton, or I'll carry newspaper because it's a different material than if you were to carry like computer paper or lined paper. Newspaper in like a tissue or something will actually ignite or catch a flame better, but you still need to process that down. That's not something I would normally carry to start with a ferro rod. Okay guys, so I showed you some man-made tinders today. These are not all of them, obviously. There's quite a few. But these are the basics. These are things I feel they would be easier for you to either find around your house or actually be able to make. Char cloth was really the only one that I showed you that you'd have to make, which all you need is a metal tin, some cotton fabric, or anything like that you want to make charred material with, and a fire. So you don't need anything special. Dryer lint is basically cost-free. Cotton swabs, they're like $2 at like a CVS or Walgreens or any pharmaceutical place or store. And then steel wool, most people have it under their cabinet. Okay guys, so that's my man-made tinder video. I just covered a few of them. I'll probably be covering more in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for checking out my channel. Thanks for checking out my video. And I hope to see you around.